Thank you, Mr. Pro Tem. I rise to explain my vote.
Please.
I would love it if people would please read the bill. Please read the bill. The fear when it was introduced, when the amendment was introduced. You know what the fear is here? Ironically, the fear is letting the voters decide. That's the fear. People are afraid of letting the voters decide when that has been the disingenuous message from MAG and from the governor's office. That has been the disingenuous message. You know what we did? We simply took this. We're actually very close. We were hoping for a bipartisan solution. We started at the beginning of this session wanting to pass Prop 400 earnestly, hoping to do it in a bipartisan way. Unending stakeholder meeting after stakeholder meeting after stakeholder meeting. MAG didn't move at all. They were just Mr. No. Okay, finally the governor said, all right, well, I would like to negotiate. When it went the whole session, no movement, hardly anything. The governor says, okay, well, I would like to negotiate this directly with the president and the speaker. Do you know how many times she met with us? Once. And I get it, her office is falling apart and people are resigning left and right, and I get it. Okay, that deserves a week. But then there was more time that we could have met. Now our staff has been meeting with her staff, and even up to today there were discussions. There were discussions yesterday, there were discussions on the weekend. Our staff with her staff, but I didn't meet with her, and the speaker didn't meet with her. And if this was that important, because I think we could have closed the gap, we probably could have worked something out. So what did we do? We really just took out the vagueness. We took out the holes. This is actually very close to what has been put out there, but there were these loopholes in there that we cleaned up. And there's a couple things that we just flat out prohibited because it's just complete waste. I mean, seriously, run the light rail in the loop right here around the Capitol, Adams, Jefferson, run it around right around here on two one-way streets. Come on, you could at least find a two-way street, folks. So we're prohibiting that. That's not going to be allowed, so you're welcome. Furthermore, there were a lot of open-ended things that were just very vague. Things that we're seeing happen in other states that just shouldn't happen here. And I guarantee you the voters wouldn't want. Things like we want to make sure that combustion engines can be used on the roads. We want to make sure that lanes are not reduced. Do you know that was like a sticking point with MAG? Are you freaking kidding me? The people who are supposed to be in charge of giving us roads and highways and making sure we don't have congestion won't agree to us not reducing the amount of lanes or not taking existing lanes and turning them into, I don't know, like bike lanes or just narrowing them, traffic calming. Come on. So we are here actually to do what they kept saying, Prop 400 extension. That would be good. How about we do a Prop 400 extension, folks, of what was done before? This new stuff, this isn't a Prop 400 extension. This has all sorts of new stuff, including one of the things was a big old slush fund that was completely undefined. It could just be used willy-nilly however. Well, we tighten that up. What do you think the voters want? Do the voters want a list of projects? Here's how your tax money is going to be spent on roads? Or do the voters want, I'm a voter. I'm going to vote on a tax, and I would sure love for that tax to go to bureaucrats, and they can spend $1 billion however they want. I'll just let I trust the bureaucrats. They can just spend it however they want. Well, we tightened that up. Light rail. Folks, read the bill. Read the bill. 3.5% for maintenance of light rail. That's what they've been asking for the whole time. They've been asking for 3.5%. And they said no expansion. They said they already agreed to no expansion. So why is everybody so upset? Because we were being lied to. There was a shell game. The language allowed for them to just shift things around and expand. Okay, so what did we do in here? Oh, it's the end of the world, folks. We're not allowing expansion in the bill. Just like you said you weren't going to do. We're actually making you keep your word. That's terrible, right? So this allows for existing things, and guess what? Cities also have flexibility. If cities want to do light rail, you know what? They can find ways to fund it and do it. And some of these things are just so flipping wasteful, folks. Let's just buy people cars. It would be cheaper. Let's just buy them cars. We could insure them and everything, and it would cost less money. I want to say this. I'm extremely proud of the Republican caucuses on both sides of this chamber. We have been working since day one to put together a bipartisan Prop 400. The other side did not work in good faith. They even just came out and said, we have 16 and 31. Well, that wasn't true. We didn't say that. I would be in meetings with them, and they'd be sending out press releases while I'm in a meeting with them. What is that? This is 16 and 31, folks. This is 16 and 31. This is a plan that is good for the citizens, and everyone's saying, let's let the voters decide. Okay. Let's let the voters decide. I vote aye.